Hello indie game fans, welcome to Cyberpunk Week. Be prepared for a whole bunch of coverage everywhere on that game, but if you're not looking forward one way or another, indie games have got your back with a number of gorgeous adventure games, a surprise release or two, and entries that will make monster taming fans happy. Jeff Keighley's The Game Awards is also happening, which does have a very strange list of nominees full of repeats, and do look out for my Game of the Year coverage coming up as well, but here's indie gaming this week. A great looking pixel art JRPG visual novel hybrid is Ignis Universia Eternal Sisters Saga DX, coming to us from a Finnish developer and releasing for free. It's up to you to gather the chosen sisters to fight against the Dread Wizardess and to defeat the monster of Hellfire Peak. Bit of a strange trailer as well, but pretty good pixel art, and for free, why not give this a shot? I do love my action platformers, and Tanuki Justice looks to fit the bill this week. It's a fast-paced action title filled with enemies, bosses, and its fair share of projectiles, even supporting up to 2-player co-op. The trailer does seem to be a little oddly cut together with some excessive blurring, but it does look neat and worth a play, although I'll be waiting for the PC version. The dogfighting sim Skycadia also makes it to launch, impressing with the low poly N64 look. Hunt down sky pirates and collect their bounties as you fly about and shoot through this world. I do love indie games since they do capture such a wide variety of art styles that people have nostalgia for, most commonly SNES style pixel art, but we do get the occasional N64 or PS1 inspired title, so plenty to love, and I'm looking forward to this.
I want a battle!
That's the spirit. You ready?
Just one bigger title this week that may be of interest to indie game fans, Puyo Tetris 2 is the sequel to the 2014 game, and as in the title, is a crossover of two action puzzle franchises.
We're all together again.
Licenses of these games tend to be in the hands of larger companies, but if you have any love of Tetris, this is a no-brainer, although the PC version will only come next year.
No one believes more firmly than Comrade Napoleon that all animals are equal.
Orwell's Animal Farm is an adventure game that retells the story of the classic novel, one which I had to study in school, coming to us from the developer of Reigns, of which I'm curious as to what they come up with.
And then where should we be? We are the only thing standing between you and them.
Now, at last, Old Major explains his dream. He dreamed of a song he barely remembers from when he was a piglet. It is the anthem of animals who long to be free. All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others.
Oh, Harry. What have you done? I've traveled so very far to find you. How strange that your trail ends here.
The gorgeous first-person adventure game Call of the Sea was also previously covered, where you play as a woman searching for her missing husband on an island in the South Pacific. It's one of the most beautiful games to come along in recent memory, where the mysterious Call of the Sea could hide some darker secrets.
But here, on this extraordinary isle, I dare say I've found my strength again. I'm scared of what it means. I feel the call of something deep within. Whispers of things long forgotten. Will we be forgotten too? What did you find here, Harry?
I've had my eye on ARCANIUM Rise of Akhan for quite some time, since this was funded on Fig, and unfortunately for some of you, is another roguelite deck builder. However, unlike Slay the Spire, this is more of a classic Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone-like interface where you control a party of 3 heroes as they adventure to save the land. Fantastic art as well, and is one to keep an eye on in early access. The Voyeur Simulator Do Not Feed the Monkeys gets ported to Xbox One this week, and like many of you have pointed out, is another indie game trailer that uses in the Hall of the Molten King. It's a bit Paper Please-like in nature, and is perhaps the horrifying truth to our modern society with cameras everywhere, but it's a pretty neat game, so do check this out if you have not. The original Drawn to Life was released in 2007 and was published by THQ, with the IP now being transferred to 505 Games and developer Digital Continue, releasing 2 realms this week. It's an adventure platformer where your own created hero enters the imaginations of people to resolve conflicts, with a larger story about unraveling the mystery of the Shadow, which seems neat. I'm a sucker for pixel art, and a title that has my attention this week is Elephantasy, where you play as a tiny elephant having to collect all the gems, reach the tower in the clouds, and to get home. It's super adorable and could be a hidden gem. The developer of Headbangers in Holiday Hell describes it as Zombies Eat My Neighbors meets Beavis and Butthead, so it's up to you to decide if it lives up to that. It's a pixel art action roguelite with a wintry theme and could be neat for the season. Heroes of Loot is a pixel art dungeon crawler top-down shooter, originally released in 2015 and gets a port to Switch this week. The clumsily named IDID, Inexplicable Deaths in Damipolis Inner Thoughts, is a noir detective mystery where a bunch of people died at a dinner and it's up to you to solve the mystery. An awesome chill game from last year is Lo-Fi Ping Pong, where you have to hit the ball back and forth in accordance to the beat, and this wonderful title gets ported to Switch and should not be missed. A strange entry is Nomads of Driftland, the RTS spin-off of Driftland The Magic Revival, taking out the 4X strategy and sim elements, but is releasing for free, so do check it out. The super lo-fi local multiplayer title OctaFight also gets ported to Switch, and I have to give props to the developer for the bold choice in art direction, but it's a neat title that's worth a look as well. The monster taming MMO TemTem launches on PS5 but is still in early access, bringing more players into this game and having crossplay with PC, so that should give the game a little boost.
dream they'd ever heard. They said he wanted to become a knight.
The swordless knight that changed the fate of the kingdom for the rest of eternity. Adderson, the Beast Slayer! Was he actually doing cartwheels?
The Hayseed Knight is a fully voiced visual novel with anthropomorphic animals, looking very well made, although only chapters 1 to 3 will be included at launch, with one more chapter and an epilogue to be added.
For your information, everyone already thinks that Rose are thick-skulled.
Joseph! There you are!
Ugh, give me a break.
You're many, many things, dear, but subtle is not one of them.
That's it! Her butt! Did he talk about anyone's butt?
I know an obsession when I see one.
No, that has to be illegal somehow!
Oh, I knew this would happen. Should have gotten rid of Keoff as soon as I saw him.
That boy ruined his life betting on all the wrong numbers. I completely forgot to place the bet. Alas, your fair maiden is in another alley.
Boss! You're gonna end up giving someone a heart attack if you don't quit sneaking up on people like that, you know.
He told me quite a bit about you, his beloved boss, Iona.
Aina!
You're lucky I can't have you arrested, you unruly little beast.
Heligram?
It's respectable Illigra Buntalos to you, boy.
What?
Bless your ears, Red.
I'll make a wardrobe out of you! Don't you have anything to say about this, insolent child?
Who are you again?
It's Adderson of the Upper Field.
How can a country boy with ambitions as great as yours go on living, knowing he can't aspire to more than his deplorable life?
Farmhands don't become knights.
Then I guess the only question I've got left is this going anywhere at all?
The free Korean third-person shooter TheDawn looks pretty alright, with interesting powers and time manipulation, and might be worth your time to take a look. Rounding off the smaller games is Unlimited Fight, where this is from a 3-person team from Mozambique that did reach out to me. It's a fighting game that really reminds me of Tekken, so perhaps a good first effort, and it's nice to see developers from all over the world. A wonderful surprise this week is the launch of Pixel Junk Eden 2, the sequel to a game from 2012 where you explore fantastical abstract gardens in what they describe as an organic platformer. From what I can remember, it's very chill but perhaps not that great at explaining what you need to do, but perhaps that has been fixed in the sequel. However, The psychedelic, kaleidoscopic levels do look like a trip, and this supports 2-player co-op as well, so it might just be something to relax and chill out too. The previously mentioned Elba, a wildlife adventure, also makes it to launch on Steam and Apple Arcade, looking like a very wholesome adventure game where a young girl does what she can to help the local wildlife. There appears to be puzzle and crafting elements, as well as, most importantly, photography and a guidebook that you need to fill out, but the theme, setting and visuals simply makes this look wonderful. From wholesome to grimdark, Until the End is a challenging cinematic platformer where you need to fight your way through hordes of monsters and enemies in order to find your way home. It self-describes as a cinematic platformer with more deliberate looking movement and combat, so perhaps similar to the old Prince of Persia games in some ways. I've been looking forward to this, and it squeaks out just before the end of the year, but could be up for some awards. I love monster taming games, so I'm very happy to share the 1.0 release of Monster Sanctuary. This is essentially a Pokemon game with turn-based combat, but has 3v3 battles and a very nice variety of monsters and a wonderful pixel art look. The interesting part here is that exploration, rather than taking place on an overworld map, is instead a side-scrolling platformer where certain monsters give you the ability to reach new areas, so certainly a Metroidvania influence, which is neat. There's still more to come after 1.0, so do stay tuned and I'll let you know, but this excellent title, which had a great early access run, definitely takes the #1 spot. To see more of the big picture, check out these awesome videos, and I will see you after the jump.